Good morning, guys. Hope you're doing well. So today in front of you I've got a selection of tobaccos, many of which you probably are familiar with or have at least had. Some of you might have tried them, some of you might have seen them online, but we've got quite a wide variety of different style blends. We've got some Watch City, Balkan Sobranie, Germains, well, technically Balkan Sobranie is Germains, some McLellan's Frogmorton, and some Boswell's Northwood. These are the kind of core English, Latakia, Balkan, Oriental blends that I enjoy. I really haven't been smoking much Latakia, if any, the last kind of year and a half, until last night I enjoyed a bowl of 1820 Flake, and it was really good. Because a few days ago I got this almost itch to have a bowl of something with Latakia in it, and it was really good. However, from the word go with pipe smoking, I was never a fan of kind of real campfire, kind of punch you in the face Latakia. What all these blends have in common are really smooth, creamy flavours. They're not overpowering, they're not kind of punch you in the face, kind of campfire smokiness. Some are stronger than others, but they all have a real well-balanced, rounded flavour. And that's the kind of Latakia I enjoy. I enjoy things like special Latakia Flake and 1820 Flake, where the Latakia inside is really kind of smooth, creamy. With places like Watch City Cigar, the process they do to their Latakia is really sweet and again smooth, well balanced. The same with all these blends. Of course, the late McLellan's Frogmorton and all their Latakia, again, I found it was always really smooth and well balanced. It was never overpowering or kind of punchy in the face, kind of campfire aroma. That's where I think people who try an English or a Balkan for the first time, some of them, if you're saying a blend such as Quiet Nights by GLPs, that to me is one of the strong kind of powerhouse campfire blends, to where you can get really put off by it if that's not your cup of tea. Whereas these tobaccos here are a completely different ball game. Sorry. The reason I created this is to kind of start a discussion in the comments section, hopefully. And the discussion is, if you have had any of these blends, or you kind of can understand where I'm coming from a Latakia point of view, of kind of that sweet, creamy, smooth, well-balanced blends that aren't on the campfire side at all, what are your recommendations? And the reason I'm making this is because for the last year and a half, if not closer to 2 years, I've not bought a single tin of any tobacco containing Latakia. It's only been straight Virginias, Vapors, and the occasional Virginia Burley. And that's it. Which is what I enjoy to this day the most. I will never stop smoking Vapors, for example. They're my favourite style of tobacco. But when we come to the Latakia, thankfully I've got quite a good amount of special Latakia Flake. I've got, of course, 1820 Flake was never made in tins, it was only in bulk. And I've maybe, if I'm lucky, I have a pound of 1820 Flake in the cellar, if that. To where these days in the UK, the cost of Germains, of course, has skyrocketed to where your average tin of 50 grams, you're looking about 26, 27 pound. And of course, you can never actually find this stuff. So my question is, what are your recommendations for current available blends that are on this kind of same spectrum, let's say? Of course, if you have had any of these blends, you'll kind of understand more where I'm coming from. But yeah, it's kind of just an open for discussion. The main reason I'm doing this is because I've not really explored many Balkans or Englishes or Virginia Latakias for a long time now, to where I don't know what's popular, what people would recommend in comparison to this. So I'm really open for complete discussion of what's new or what's old, but something I might have overlooked in the past. Preferably it's stuff that you can purchase in the States, in Germany, in the UK. There's really nowhere I wouldn't purchase from, but I would like it to be preferably accessible in tins and in bulk, as in loose cut if it's in the UK. I just prefer tins. I'm one of those people that I cellar quite a lot of tobacco loose in jars, but my cellaring method of preference has always been in tins, especially for some blends that I plan on aging for 5, 10, 15 years. I like to have them in the tin, factory sealed, as I find that ages the best for long term. In the short term, I prefer jars. I think if you're aging a tobacco for, say, less than 3 years, jars are the way to go, as they just get more air and age better, I find personally. Whereas anything over 3 years, especially 5 years, I find if you keep it in the tin, it'll age just right. So yeah, hopefully not too long, just kind of discussing my now kind of return to Latakia and anyone's thoughts. I drew this up last night, very rough sketch of a pipe I'm planning on making myself to be dedicated to Latakia, as I no longer have a pipe in my rotation for Latakia. I did smoke this last night, which used to be a straight Virginia pipe, so that might transition to Latakia. But that being said, I really enjoy smoking things like Rich Dark Flake, Forward, Cross Grain and Escudo in that pipe. So I would prefer not to get tainted by Latakia. So that's the premise behind doing that. But yeah, that being said, everyone takes care. You have a great rest of your week. Cheers.